Hey guys, Fleet 22 here. This video might be a little bit out of context because I recorded the Mustang video first, but it got corrupted, so it's like, well, while I'm here, I'll see if we can go and get the XR4, show it some love. So, if you don't know me, I'm the Fleet 22, hence the name. We got a ton of vehicles that we're going to be, well, not a ton, but a decent amount of vehicles we're going to be putting on the channel. This being one of the stars of the show here, my 1985, 85 Merkur XR4TI. Got this car about 3 years ago. Don't mind the junk in the back or the front or all over the car. Got this car about 3 years ago from a gentleman in the local area. At the time, it had an actual 28,000 miles on it. Now it's up to 35,000. Even though these are just 5-digit odometers, a lot of people like, well, it probably rolled over. But it turned out that I actually took off the original Pirelli P6s that this thing came with from the factory. That pretty much confirmed it for me that this was the actual mileage. The car didn't even have its first tire change before it. I believe it had head gasket failure. I put a head gasket on it when I first got it, timing belt, head gasket, so on and so forth. And it still runs like poop, but it runs a lot better and it runs a lot quicker, which, get into the modifications, you probably saw the air fuel gauge there. I am spraying water methanol with it, just to keep the charge air temps down, since this car came from the factory non-intercooled, and I left it non-intercooled. You guys are seeing the raw version of it. It's pretty gross under here. I haven't really had a chance to tidy everything up and get it all sorted. So you got that freaking disgusting hodgepodge of spare hoses and hose clamps and whatnot. But we are running the LA3 ECU. If you guys know anything about that, that is the ECU. You can run the larger vane air meter, which is kind of like mass airflow. If you're not familiar with these, it just uses a flapper door instead of a heated element to detect how much airflow is actually going into the engine. So the 3-inch diameter versus the 2 1/4 diameter this car came with is an airflow modification. I do have an upgraded turbo on it. I completely forgot what type of eBay piece of crap turbo that is, but it seems to be doing really good as far as boost response. My other turbo needed to be rebuilt, and I said, well, instead of rebuilding it and sending it off to get it balanced, I'll just get something that's kind of equivalent and throw it up here. So that's what we got. Very similar size to stock T3. Still internal wastegate. I had the factory wastegate hodgepodged on it, and it's pretty awful, but it gets the job done. E6 manifold, ported by yours truly. Very mild head porting, more aggressive porting on the manifold. We have a gutted intake. I actually bought this off of a member of the Facebook pages. So it's fully gutted upper and knife edged lower, but as well as ported. Besides that, as far as 3-inch exhaust all the way out the back, you guys probably saw the gross little resonator I have hanging down there. This is just temporary. Obviously, I'm gonna actually get it to where it exits out the back as it's supposed to, but right now that's just what I was able to do with the 3-inch piping and welder that I had. This is a more desirable chassis based off the fact that it doesn't have a sunroof and it has a manual transmission. This is what in the AmeriCorps community would be considered the competition coupe. Take that for what you will. But stock camshaft, I do have an adjustable cam gear for it. Absolutely love the fact that these engines are non-interference, so you can kind of just play with the cam timing, get it to where you want the power curve at. Obviously, that would be better on a dyno, but tuning on the street works too, because these things are just so bloody easy to work on. Adjustable fuel pressure regulator, that's where most of my tuning's coming from, because we are just running an LA3 ECU along with the vane air meter, big vane air meter. We don't have any type of really tuning software, along with the jetting for the snow performance. Stage 2, stage 1.5 methanol kit, not sure. But overall, here's the car. Just kind of give you guys an introduction to it. You'll be, seeing a lot more of it on the channel. I really do love this car. I don't ever plan on getting rid of it. It's an absolute riot on even this setup right now. Clearly you see it desperately needs paint. It really does need some cosmetic love, but it's almost like it's more fun to go as quick as this car goes in its current cosmetic state. To give you any idea, it ran 3 miles per hour slower than my Mustang Cobra in the quarter mile. So it's not blistering, neither is the Cobra, but it's no slouch either. Especially with 195 tires, completely blown out 1985 dampeners. You know, this car's pretty much all original. And everyone keeps telling me, you know, make it into a rally car, make it into an RS500 clone, which, don't get me wrong, those things look absolutely sick, but this is a Merkur, and I want to leave it a Merkur. You know, people have completely forgotten that name by, you know, no fault of Merkur, of course. When they went out of business, man, they went out of business hard. So if I can kind of keep that name badge alive when people ask me what it is that a Ford Sierra, is that a Ford Escort? It's like, no, this is an actual XR4TI. So, you know, you guys give me your comments. You know, let me know what you want to see on this little car. I don't want to be beating the absolute snot out of it. It's just meant to be a quicker than it's supposed to be street car, and does that very well. But you guys let me know what you want to see on the channel done with it. Within reason, we'll throw some more modifications on it, and hopefully we'll get this little guy on the dyno too and see not so much horsepower, but how much torque this thing can put down, because I guarantee, man, it has to be close to 3. That's what I'm thinking. That's my guess. With the boost that we're running right now and the way this little thing pulls, it has to be close to 300 foot-pounds. So like, comment, subscribe, trying to get the channel growing. We have a lot of vehicles, obviously, to get going. Ultra 150 peeking out back there. That's my baby. Oh my God. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. We want to get some quick channel growth going, so I can get these vehicles on the road and, you know, get you guys some good content out there. All right, have a good one.